Alright, let's go check on our aquarium. Have these things grown yet? Not enough. Wow, that's a little bit too many sea monkeys, I think. Oh my goodness. Those sea monkeys have been busy. Let me check my inventory. Okay. Got a little pit stop to make. I was hoping our creep vine would be a little more grown so that I could harvest some creep vine from them. I mean, I still technically could, I'm sure. But we'll let them grow a little bit more. And we'll end up getting some creep vine from out this way. We need to come in here to grab our knife anyway. The Sea Glide kind of reduces our space a little bit, but I think it'll be easier. Now, I think it's on the way to Outpost 1 that we run in. Yep, there's some. And we'll just kind of keep going until our inventory is full. Like that. I'm trying to think of what else to add to my base. I think we're getting close to that point already. To where I think we might be nearing the end. I don't know if it'll be this episode or the next. And we'll be completely done. But we'll see. Oh. Oh, didn't need to pin that. Okay. Pull it all out for the moment.
Taking a step into the depth, I'm an explorer. Submarine life, flow through the tide under the water. Hope to survive, hope to supply, both getting shorter.
Yep, I think that works.
Resources rare, keep them in order. Watch the swing low. Can I make it even more?
And briefly put these away. Okay. Let's head up to birthing. We will have to figure out passageways and stuff, but we're getting there. Yeah, I think we just do plain old Jane single beds.
take a deep, deep dive into the ocean light. There's a world that moves just right under the tide, but I'll never know unless I look inside. I take a deep, deep dive. Deep dive.
The world below the surface, unearthly. The more we search it, worth it, we will find a purpose lurking deep beneath the current. Focus to make it alive. Only be sure if I go inside.
Yeah, maybe 7 beds per room would be fine.
Seeing demons underneath, noticing I'm in the sight. Make it back up to the top. Often limited in time. Rise quick.
Although these are a little bit closer than I would have anticipated. It's also a little bit of a nightmare to navigate. But,
Deep dive into the ocean light. There's a world that moves just right under the tide, but I'll never know unless I look inside. I take a deep, deep dive. Deep dive.
alright. Let's go work on a couple other things for that. More titanium than I expected. Oh, yeah, oh no, that's the fiber mesh I just put in. I'm a dummy. Ooh, I think we are out of titanium, actually. Alright, here's what we do. Yeah. Guess we go back to Kappa and mine a bunch more titanium. From Outpost 1. I just thought about that. There are a few things we want over there, too. Alright.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Don't know how much. Actually, let's pull a lot of you guys out too. Probably don't need that many of them, but maybe we do. Yeah, maybe we don't. Thought I had more young cotton anemones floating around. No, let's say it's pretty much everything, which is fine. Oh, off we go.
Might be stacked against me. Can I find a way? Can I find a way to survive? The currents may pull, but I'll be riding waves through Subnautica. I take a deep, deep dive into the ocean light. Just right under the tide, but I'll never know unless I look inside. I take a deep, deep dive. Taking a step into the depth, I'm an explorer. Submarine life, flow through the tide under the water. Hope to survive, hope to supply, both getting shorter. Search and repair, resources rare, keep them in order. Watch the swing. Territory, mind to be whole. Watch the swing.
Alright, should be good enough. Let's head over this way. Oh, somehow we ended up with a baby Celebite by itself. Or Cryptosuccus. There we go. Well, maybe we have more Cryptosuccuses than we need now. Like, we only had one egg. I don't know how we ended up with a pair of them. Like, those at least we had a few eggs to start with, but that is so many sea monkeys. Also, can we fit you? No. We can do that later then. Okay, so start with these.
by Corsica, can reproduce over 17,000 natural scents, captured from hundreds of worlds.
Could have swore. Okay, I was gonna say. I know we have more stuff floating around. Oh, we don't have speakers over here yet. We haven't really been on that side much.
You have no concept for what has just occurred. I will destroy you. Do not move. Do not move.
Oh,
Arrows.
no, there it is. Yeah, it should be good. Probably could have went with more, but do we really need more? Yeah. Oh. Crap. And maybe if we have a silicon rubber in here, we do. Excellent. This just save a trip back to the shit, or sea track. It'll be a little mismatched. Whatever. Need times to grow anyway. No. One quartz short. It's fine.
How can this be happening? I don't know what is below me, thinking I won't be so lonely. Research me, help me survive. If I wanna make it out alive, I need to focus on learning the ways to constantly turning. My mind is filled with yearning. I wonder what I might find. Oh,
This isn't the ideal place, but it should work. Why should a solar panel be deconstructed first? I suppose it's good enough that we have some glass. Can I do it from inside? Ah, crap. This place is the wrong way.
Hope to survive, hope to supply, both getting shorter. Search and repair, resources ran, keep them in order.
No, I can't reach it.
Take a there's a world that moves just right under the tide, but I'll never know what this I look inside. I take a deep dive.
There we go. I think it's this one. Nope, not quite. Also, oh, that's right. We built them a little off center, so that'll have something to do with it. Yeah, that could work.
Echoes of beats surround me, but I won't abandon the mission.
Now here's the question: can I make this jump? Nope. I think we have room for one more. Where should I stick it? I don't know if we can die from too big a fall. Sure, why not? Close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Hypothermia imminent.
Yeah, we don't want that. I thought we had spotlights available. Apparently not.
I don't want to dwell on the past, but it's a fact that I was a captain on my swim team. Sprint to the 50-free split in 23 seconds when I was 17. So when I'm up this creek, I don't even need it.
Gives you more of a rush than simply drifting with the tide. If your heart should stop and your blood run cold, take another look inside. You may be surprised to find somebody who's longing to take the dive, take the dive.
Yeah, we have too much titanium now. Okay, one more thing I have in mind. Why I couldn't put one right there. Makes sense. Man. Oh, we have a couple of those going on. Okay, maybe we actually do have more, or do have a need for more titanium. Granddad didn't need this many bulkheads here. Okay, yeah, the bulkheads I think took up more titanium than I realized. It's not end of the world. Okay, it's time for the grand tour of my base. This kind of what it looks like from the outside. Kind of a mess, especially with all these legs and lots of legs. Oh my goodness. Didn't realize how many legs there were. Oh. Okay. If I could figure out a way to get rid of all that, I would, but... yeah. So, that's the base from the
Dangerous
outside.
weather approaching. Seek shelter.
This is how we get in.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And we're welcomed with a cafeteria / lounge, places for people to eat, some snacks, fridge to get their food and water that's kept cool. Oh, yeah, there's a recyclatron there. Whatever. Lockers and a little bit of versatility type stuff. We can start off going up this side. We'll have somebody working in the scanner room. Somebody working in the control room. And we can shut our bulkhead behind us. Then on this side, we have our alien containment examination facility. You can kind of see how sea monkeys like to breed. Oh my goodness, there's so many sea monkeys now. No eggs. And no babies. I think that's max capacity. And then over here they can check out some other creatures. And it's actually a 3-story facility. Up here they can take their notes and further analyze. I had no idea sea monkeys bred like rabbits instead of monkeys. But that's fine. From here, we have access to the showers. We have men's side, ladies' side. We got a privacy tree. Not the most privacy. I mean, we only have so much space to work with. Men's showers. They got little lockers to put their clothes and towels and stuff in. Little shelves to put their soaps and stuff in. All that fun stuff. The men's bathrooms look just the same. But yep. Fun stuff there. And then if we continue along to this side. And this is where the bulk of the food and water will be made. Since we're on the surface, we can't do the water filtration thing. So that's no big deal. And if they wanted to skip around the showers without, you know, disturbing anybody. Oh, let's make sure we shut this door. They could go this way. And this is also where we'll work. We're kind of just observing everything from here. And then it doubles back around to this side. But we're not quite done. Honestly, I should just leave all these doors open for now to make this easier. I think I will. Up here we have crew berthing. Once again, we have the men and the ladies. And it's an open barracks design. Not a whole lot of privacy, once again. This is a research facility, not a hotel. But they all have their own personal little shelves and lockers for their space, or for their stuff. And same for the ladies' side. They got some decorations and such. And that's the bulk of everything. There's one more place. Obviously, us being in charge, we can't be sleeping in the crew barracks. So we have our own room. Over this way. However, we do like things nice and simple. So all we have is a bed. That's it. No decorations. No lockers for our stuff. We don't need it. And it's also double secured. So nobody can try to get me in my sleep. Yeah. And that's what I've been... What are you doing out here, mister? Okay. Random Cryptosuchus egg on the outside. Let's pop you in here. Yeah, plenty of creatures to examine. But yeah, I finally built a base. I could have done more with it. Kind of wanted to do a little bit more. It's just a lot of resource gathering and all that. Like, if I could, there'd be a lot more glass so you can see outside. But just gathering quartz is a pain. But yeah, so we'll have a little sit. Actually, let's head up to observation chamber. Have a little sit down. And I'll kind of give my thoughts on this game. Oh. Not enough space to sit. I didn't plan that out. Also, I don't have my tools on me, so I can't just reposition it. So I guess we'll go sit down in the lounge then. Oh, it's also wired up for music everywhere. Like, and I mean everywhere. Except for my room. My room doesn't need music. But, yeah, it's available. Also works as a speaker system, sure. Like a broadcast, so I can warn people of stuff. There's gotta be room to sit in one of these chairs. Okay, apparently I never tried sitting down. I know where there's room. And honestly, do I really need to sit to give my final thoughts? No. I thought it'd be neat. How is there not enough space to sit there? There we go. Alright, so here we are, looking at our aquariums, or alien containments. So my final thoughts on this game. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's more vibrant, I believe, than the first Subnautica. But I wasn't as big a fan of that, to be quite honest. I felt like the first game kind of nailed the whole underwater atmosphere that this game didn't quite nail. I mean, obviously we're underwater here too. But the first game really nailed it. And I think part of that was the lighting scheme that I had on in the first one. I had it set to like I can't say the word right now. Basically, I had it all darker to give it a little bit more realism, even. And I think I like that better. It wasn't even an option in this one. So, that was a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's still a pretty game. And its vibrance definitely lends to it being pretty. But, yeah, that's one where I'll chalk up the first game. I think did it better. Now, speaking of comparisons to the first game, as far as exploration goes, the first game also felt better. This game had a lot of surface exploration, and the surface exploration did not feel good at all. They added weather effects, which I thought were pretty cool at first, but they're constant. When you're up on the surface, you can't see anything because there's always some kind of snowstorm, some kind of foggy, windy, can't see through a soup. And because we're kind of in a very cold climate, hence below zero, everything was just had a snowy look to it. Really hard to differentiate between areas. I kind of wish they would have expanded on the above ground if they really wanted to go into weather and all that stuff. Like, we didn't have a whole lot of reason to be up here. In fact, our base is above ground. Other than that, we spent a lot of time trying to explore around Phi Robotics and getting lost continuously. Granted, I'm good at getting lost, period, but the underwater sections, there just didn't seem to be as much of it, or enough of it. Some of the designs down there were kind of cool, like the coral bridges that look almost like tentacles coming off of bigger land masses. The lily pad rocks. In fact, Omega Station we found inside of a giant rock lifted up by a few lily pads. I thought that was pretty neat. There was only a couple really defined zones, though. There was Coral Bridge area, lily pad area, Crystal Caves, I'll call them, the end game area, and then there was almost a completely pointless area that had the young continent anemones and the fungal spores and all that. Like, there was a couple. I can't say it was completely pointless because we had to get a part of the architect body there, but aside from that, there was no reason to go back. other than maybe if you wanted to explore. I thought the area looked cool, but there wasn't enough reason to be there. Like, no Altera base or anything like that. Well, I guess there's no Altera base at the Crystal Caves either. But at least that introduced Shadow Leviathans, which were creepy. So I guess going into that aspect now, we have the story. I actually kind of like the story better. I mean, in the first game, yeah, we crash landed, and there wasn't much story to it, but there didn't need to be. Like, the first one, I think, thrived a lot more on exploration, and it did a great job of it. The second one tried leaning more into the story, and I feel like it did a pretty good job with it. There are a few things that I'm not a huge fan of. Like the fact that Altera just kind of up and disappeared. With very little reasoning. Like, they discovered more of the Kara virus, and we're trying to analyze that, so that was the reason for being here. And yeah, there's a cave in there, but everybody just kind of abandoned the place, and a lot of their bases look to be in such a state of disrepair that it seems like they've been gone for a while. And apparently the events of the first game happened 2 years prior to this game, so they were here for, I mean, it looks like more than 2 years worth of destruction to the bases, but we'll just assume, you know, due to all the storms and stuff got destroyed faster. It's still to a point where they couldn't have been exploring here for more than a couple months before just abandoning the place. That part felt like it could have been better fleshed out. We didn't really have much to do with that. We were just trying to find out what happened to Sam. Speaking of which, Marguerite just kind of hanging out. So close to so many Altera bases while trying to stay out of their way. I know she got dragged here by the Reaper Leviathan she got in a fight with back in the first one. Well, before the events of the first one. But you'd think she'd either A, move on to somewhere else, B, try to get help from Altera to get off the planet. Like, there's no real reason for Marguerite still being here, other than not trusting Altera, and for possibly getting into trouble for letting the Torgals die. Although, it's hard to blame her for that happening. But maybe she's in hiding from that. She's living her own life, that's fine. Oh, then there's the Degassi. Or not the Degassi, no, I can't remember there. The Mercury 2? I feel like we didn't find everything to do with that. But, the fact that we had heard about a lot of that stuff in the first game through logs and all that, it seemed kind of weird to witness it here, or at least the wreckage. Especially considering, yeah, we knew they came to 4546B, but Altera hadn't quite been here yet. Like, our ship was kind of, in the first game, almost like a scouting reconnaissance mission here. So a lot of the logs that had to do with that shipwreck we shouldn't have known much about in the first one. And it, like I said, the second game doesn't feel like Altera's been here long enough to really have checked all that stuff out. So yeah, the story, I had fun with it, but I just had to kind of look at everything objectively and not try to put the pieces together too hard in order to more fully enjoy it. Like, the more I looked at the story, the less good it felt. Speaking of not feeling good, Sea Moth versus Sea Truck discussion. Seamoth wins hands down as far as feeling good and versatility, mobility, and all that. I will say the Sea Truck, as far as different uses and stuff, I thought that was pretty cool. I would have rather had the Cyclops, though, to be quite honest. I know the Cyclops wouldn't have fit into a lot of the areas around here, especially with all those coral bridges and all that. And I might be partial to submarines. That could just be me. But the Sea Truck, it felt like they tried doing a combination of the two vehicles and fell short on both ends. I will say having music was nice once I finally got the sleeper cab, but that was just something that even in this base was cool. You know, it was just an extra addition. I can't really give that points to the Sea Truck. Like, if the first game would have had music, could have probably found a way to put it on the Cyclops. Probably not the Seamoth, but yeah. Even just the Sea Truck cab by itself, it didn't feel horrible, but it was real easy to get turned sideways and stuff, which the Seamoth never seemed to feel that way. The Seamoth just felt much more agile. I will give this game props. I felt like I could stay underwater much longer than I did in the first game. Once I got the upgraded O2 tanks and all that, feels like oxygen goes down slower in this game than it did the first one. Like, I think there was a time with all the oxygen plants, which I think were an improvement over the brain coral, where I never needed to come back up for oxygen if I didn't want to. I think I had to come up for food and water before oxygen in this one. As long as there were the brain plants, or not brain plants, the O2 plants around. So that's a big improvement. If I were to play these games again, admittedly I'd probably play the first one. They did a few things, or added a few things that I guess came from the second one, like these large rooms, a few quality life things with blueprints and all that were added to the first one that weren't there originally. But them being there now, I think makes the first game better than the second game. That being said, I had fun playing it. I would recommend it to anyone who was on the fence. I'd tell them to start with the first game first, but even if they've played the first one and have heard not so good things about the second one, none of it was so bad that it's like, oh, you just can't play it. It was all pretty fun. And yeah, I guess not much more to say. Kinda a weird spot to end it, as opposed to the post-credits and all that. Oh, post-credits, there we go. It looks like they're setting up for a third game. Possibly. Heading over to Architect Homeland and all that. Hanging out with Alan. It definitely looked like they're setting up, like they revealed just enough of Architect Land to try to pique our interest. Only problem is I don't know how you can have a third Subnautica without underwater. I mean, that's the whole point of it. And as well as, you know, being on 4546B. I don't know what their plans are for that. Like, it looked like they were trying to bait it, but I think it almost would have been better taking the trip there but never actually arriving, never getting to see any of it. I think that would have been better if they didn't plan to go there, but if they do plan, then I don't know how they're going to do it. But yeah, that'll be it. Definitely had fun. I hope you all had fun watching. And with that, have a great night.